Hello everybody and welcome back to Edgewater Ranch. As you can see, we got the spreader out and we just finished topping off fuel and def in him, and now we are going to go over and get a load of fertilizer and start going over our hay fields. That way they are ready for the next cutting. We're just going to cut through the cow yard here. And yeah, so let's get this over here. I think I got the conveyor high enough. Should be. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh, too far. Alright. Let's get this conveyor fired up. I can actually bring it down a little bit. Get the spreader loaded. Alright. Now, we're going to head over to field 13 first. Right here in the yard. I don't think we'll have to refill, but I'll leave the conveyor up for now just in case. Let's get our auto steer line loaded. Spreader. Perfect. It's going the direction we want. Oh, we gotta move pickup yet before we start. It's the one thing I forgot to move. Let's get this pulled up here in the yard. We are just gonna leave the twine on the back. If we gotta move cows, we can use the power stroke there or something. Alright. Let's get after it. Let's get our line moved over here. There we go. Alright. Oh yeah, we definitely won't use much between these two fields, so we'll just leave whatever's left over on the spreader, because we'll have to do this, I think, 2 more times. We'll have to do it after our second cutting and again after our third. We'll do one pass around it here. Perfect. And then we can hopefully have this one finished up fairly quickly. Then next week, we're going to actually slow this down a little bit. 17 is good enough. Next week, we should be starting harvest and have our second cutting of hay. And like I mentioned yesterday, we're just going to leave the conditioner rollers off of the swathers, and we'll just use that guy over there to change it, to ted it, dry it out, and make hay that way instead of doing it with the swathers right away. For this cutting at least, just until, because I want to bale grass bales through the rest. Well, I want to get enough to finish off the building that we're working on and the one beside it for grass bales, as I mentioned, and then from there we'll make it into hay bales. And we'll probably make all of third cutting into hay as well. Then we should be pretty good on that for a while. You guys will have to let me know too what your thoughts are on the new video intro. It was just kind of something I was playing around with the other night. I might keep it, I might change it, I'm not sure. I kind of messed with them for a little while with a few different templates, a few different ideas, and that was kind of the one that I liked the most out of what I had messed with. But I don't know. I might come up with something else. We'll see. We will have to see. And if you guys have any suggestions on some templates or programs, anything like that for making intros, let me know. Or if you're good at making intros and would like to work together to make an intro for the channel, feel free to comment down below and let me know. And we can I definitely would be more than happy to have somebody come up with some design and use it. So you guys let me know. I'm really not that great with that kind of stuff. I've messed around with them before a few times, and it just, I don't know. I don't seem to have a knack for it like some people do. And I've seen some people that they are phenomenal at making them, so yeah, I mean, I will definitely take the assist. So, and it looks like a fair amount got missed down here. Not sure what the boys did down here. Definitely got something going on in this corner. And another thing, which do you guys like to see better? Do you like, having the videos where courseplay or auto drive are referred to as like hired help? Like in this case, we've got Dwight and Tyson. Um, you know, or should we just be referring to it as courseplay and auto drive? Because, I mean, that is what they are. Um, Mainly, I use courseplay. I still don't have everything about auto drive really figured out. Um, I have messed with it a few times for, I think I used it on a grain cart and trucks, which really is about the only thing that I will probably use it on. Otherwise, I use courseplay for everything. Um, but then, like with how we only have the two hired hands, that means you can only have two things hired at one time. So, like, I can't have an air seeder, a planter, a roller, a spreader, and a sprayer all running at the same time. We can only have two going because we only have two hired hands. Um, so, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you enjoy that a little more, doing it that way, or, um, you know, or should we just say it like it is and, it's courseplay, it's auto drive, it's whatever? Um, I mean, personally, I feel like it kind of just adds a little more to the series. Um, but that's just me. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts and input on it. And of course, I do have my courseplay and auto drive. I guess I'm not entirely sure if auto drive has a setting to make sure that it pulls money, but I do have courseplay set for hired worker wages, so it's not free to have them or anything like that. So we do have to pay for it. So, and we might add more down the road as we expand more. Um, eventually we might need another guy or two if we add on to the farming operation more, like we're probably going to, just to be able to farm enough ground to supply all the straw that we're going to need. Because especially as we keep adding cattle, our straw demand is going to continuously go up. And as we add more barns and more cattle, we're going to need more mixing barns, so we'll need more product there as well. So we'll probably be expanding the farming operation a little bit. Probably mainly in terms of land, probably not so much in terms of equipment. I think if we expand anywhere in our equipment lineup, it would be probably just upgrading to a 60-foot air seeder from our 43 and adding in a second combine. That'd probably be about it. Otherwise, I mean, we're sitting pretty good in everything else. We got a big enough spreader. Plenty big sprayer. So, I mean, we have enough equipment. Like I said, we might add those two things just to kind of help speed those processes up a little bit. Make seeding a little bit easier and quicker. And same with harvest. So might kind of be our plan, but we'll see. Because what I'm thinking, what I'd like to do here, is I want to buy field 6 and combine all of this, field 32 and 34 together, and then 40, 41, 4, 33 all together. And then we'll keep looking here once we get turned around. I hate to put it in the rhubarb. And then I don't know. I mean, I want to buy these fields here as well, and then we'd buy 35. But I'm not sure how I would want to do this. If I'd want to just put 39 together and then kind of expand the grass in between these two, because otherwise it's such a narrow strip in between these two fields that with course play, even if I'm on 39, it's going to want to add this side in, at least one of these usually, and then have 36 to 38 in a separate field, but put together, of course. Or do it in one big block, and then of course we'd have probably one big block up there, just with how everything up there is shaped. But I don't know. Maybe we could get by doing just field 30 and 52 together. Make, kind of make this one big area, and we'd kind of make things a little more course play friendly, and then just put all of field 31 together. And then I want to buy 47 as well. And so then I think we'd put 47 and 35 into hay. Maybe buy 45 again and keep cutting hay on that. Same with maybe buy these two and put hay on it as well. For right now, I kind of like our hay fields. They fit perfectly for right now. But as we expand, we're going to need more. And I think when the time comes to where we need to expand our cattle operation, I'm thinking of putting it down here in field 48. Just because, I mean, we're pretty well tapped here in the yard. So now we got to kind of branch out. Kind of thinking that'd be the best place to put it. As I don't really see anywhere else that would be all that good. If I can delete, if I could find a way to delete all the buildings and everything in that yard, I'd just buy that yard, demo all the buildings, and put it there. But I don't think I'm going to be able to. I mean, I think if I bought the yard, I could sell off those two and the bins. So maybe we could make that work. We could, if we expand into a whole nother yard, we'll need probably another guy or two. So we could keep the house and garage for them. And then we'll just clear out a bunch of the trees, or all the trees even. A good majority of them, and then bring in some new ones or something, or move some of these ones around. And just kick the yard back some. And then another thing we could do is we could kind of make this corner a little nicer. We could kind of expand it out, make it more of a gradual curve around there, so that it's not such a tight corner for rakes and swathers, balers, everything to get into. Just kind of make that a little nicer for this field, but we could probably do that and then just put like 2 more barns, or a huge barn even, and then throw down some more bale storage, a couple more feed mixers, and then we could run that yard too. So that could work. That could be something to think on. I mean, it's probably going to take some time before we can really expand the cattle operation that much bigger. I mean, we do still have a lot of room in barns in everything that we have. Like this one, it doesn't show me it here. The 2 hoop barns right here, I think hold like 200 or I think it's 250. So we could have 200 in there. We can put a bunch of cows in the breeding lot. We could just kind of change things up there, buy some more bulls, or even keep some of ours back and start putting them into our current bred barn. So we got a lot of room that we can expand on cattle before we have to worry too much about building more barns. So that is kind of the nice thing there. So there is a lot of room for expansion. It's it's just deciding. And another thing that we can do too is we do have this yard right here. I don't think, yeah, we don't own it, but we could purchase it and use that one as well, up there by field 1. So there is also that option. So, I mean, depending on how big we want to get, we could use both yards, realistically. But time will tell on that one. Yeah, grass definitely, that's the one nice thing about grass. It really doesn't take a whole terrible lot of fertilizer. Yeah, really, if we bought this field, we could just plow up that section line road. We could actually expand this field over then, a little ways closer to the tree line, and then connect these two and just add it on. So, lots to consider and think about. Lots of possibility of things that we can do. Now, of course, as we continue to grow our cattle operation, you know, we might have to add 2 more swathers, add another rake or 2, add in another baler, probably wouldn't need another bale wagon. We could always add one, but I don't think we would necessarily need another. So we about got this one wrapped up. And we're still over half. I mean, we're just over half, but we're still over half full. Come on, spreader, turn. So yeah, that is the nice thing. We don't need a whole lot of fertilizer. I see I need to smooth that ridge out a little bit more as well. It is kind of a bump. Let's see, where's it at here? I thought that there was in this field. Maybe not. I know I had seen a ridge in some field that was... It could use a little bit of smoothing on it. But everything went across it nice, so it's not too big of a deal. Let's see, we got maybe 5 passes left. Not quite. We'll have this guy wrapped up, and we'll be just under half full. So we'll have enough to do field 13 again, and then refill before starting on this big one. And another thing too, I mentioned it in a previous video, but you guys will have to let me know about doing anhydrous. We got these two um, toolbars, or I'll look at what else we got again. I don't quite remember. I think, are they under plows? I know these will rich ones you can, I don't think this one, no, not this one, but with these here ones, you can put down, okay, so the first and the last ones you can't, but these ones you can pull an anhydrous tank behind it, or there's the 2510 toolbar that you can hook anhydrous to. I think that's it. Cultivator, sowing. Okay, so this one I don't think you can, but yeah, so we got a few options. What my thought process is with that is in the fall, right after oat harvest, because all that we're gonna farm is oats and corn. Oats mainly for the straw, and corn for straw and, you know, the money in the corn, just because we won't survive purely on our cattle, at least not at this time, just because we don't have enough mature animals to be selling every month to make it. So we kind of need that extra cash flow from the crops, but main thing is we need the straw. So we'll just be in a constant rotation, you know, every year we'll have oats and then we'll have corn. The following year, corn will go on oat stubble and oats on corn stubble. So every year we'll be running the landall over our corn stalks, and then that way we have a nice seed bed the next spring for the drill, and then we could go over the oat stubble right after harvest with the anhydrous bar, and you can change the values on your application rate. So we just set it to, you know, like about where we were for this grass, and then that'll give us some starter fertilizer for corn planting. Oh, and we caught the sign. Thought I was far enough away. But it'll give us starting fertilizer for that, and then we'll come back after it's come out of the ground and do the same thing as this year. Hit it with the side dress bar. So kind of got some options on what we can do there. So you guys will have to let me know what you think about that. I did unload the last 8 grass bales that we got off of the field, since it wasn't a full load. And I'm thinking we'll be doing straw before we do grass bales again, so just unloaded them there so they're out of the way. Perfect. Alright, let's close up shop. And there we have it. Alrighty, well, thanks for tuning in today, folks. That is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, welcome in. Subscribe if you like what you see. And as always, folks, we'll catch y'all in the next one.